Hi, my name is Kennedy, and I'm more than excited to share my first impressions of Fashion Dreamer. Now, if you watched my Charm Girls Club video, you might remember me mentioning the release of this game quite a few times. Fashion Dreamer, what about Fashion Dreamer? And if you're part of my digital media journalism class, you might remember using Fashion Dreamer as an advertisement for an assignment. It just goes to show that I am extremely excited for this release, and it's actually the first Switch game that I've ever been genuinely excited to buy. I've been playing a lot of DS games over the past year. I actually bought 3 DS games this year. 2 of them I covered in the last video. It was like Charm Girls Club, My Fashion Mall, and Imagine Wedding Designer. But then I didn't talk about the Style Savvy Styling Star debacle. What ended up happening was that I couldn't wait for Fashion Dreamer to come out, and I was trying to fill the void with more fashion games, and I never played Styling Star before. I've only played the demo on my 3DS, and couldn't find any physical copies of the game. And I think it's because there aren't a lot of physical releases of Styling Star to begin with. So I went on eBay, as one does, and I found New Boutique, which is the same thing. I found New Boutique 3 Styling Star from a seller in Austria. I bought it. It ended up being about $60. It came safely. Then I put it into the game slot, and my DS couldn't read the card. That was really saddening for me. I cleaned the game. I cleaned the slot. Still wasn't working. And so I contacted the seller, went through PayPal, tried to get it all worked out. But then the seller sent me like an invalid return address, and I couldn't return it. I couldn't get a refund. I am still mourning the loss of me not being able to play that game, but I have finally made it to November 3rd, and I finally got to play the new Fashion Dreamer game on the Switch. I spent the entire opening weekend playing this game, and I tried my best to avoid online opinions, because if I'm being honest, I am honestly influenced by things that people say on the internet, especially like personal opinions. I wanted to go into Fashion Dreamer and experience Fashion Dreamer on my own ideas, with my own expectations, and I wanted to have my own experience without it being tainted by anybody else. So I think after a weekend of playing, I've developed my own very strong opinions on this game. I've also gathered a few opinions from my friends, and I'm going to be sharing that today. It shouldn't come as a surprise, but there will be major spoilers. Now, before I start sharing my opinions on the game, I do need to provide a little bit of context, a little bit of insight as to what the game's about, what the gameplay is, and for that I'm going to have to refer to my notes. Fashion Dreamer is essentially the predecessor to Style Savvy, New Boutique, or Girls Mode. The title of the game depends on your region. I'll be referring to it as Style Savvy because that's the title that my region used. I believe Fashion Dreamer is the universal title. I haven't heard anybody else refer to it any other way. It's developed by Sophia and published by Marvelous and Exceed Games. While the DS iterations of Style Savvy had the player run a boutique and help customers to gain social influence, Fashion Dreamer ditches all inspiration from the real world and drops the player into this social media-esque dreamscape. Get ready for some important vocab here. Having Dreamer in the name is surely intentional because the game drops you into this fashion utopia called the Eve, with different cocoons you can earn by improving your influencer rank. Now, you might be asking, how do I improve my influencer rank? It's really easy. All you have to do is style outfits or lookits for muses around the Eve. These muses can be NPCs or real players around the world. You're also encouraged to create a brand and design clothes for yourself and other muses using creative keys and e-points. Designs are displayed in the pop-up area where muses can go and like different designs. It's important to note that you don't buy clothes in the Eve, you like them. Liking clothes is how you obtain inventory. There is a hint of the boutique side of Style Savvy in the showrooms. This is where you design a room. You could display outfits and designs using mannequins and clothing racks. The showroom is then posted to the public showroom stream, where other muses can view and like your work. This is a great way to build up your influencer rank and level up your brand level. That is the bulk of the game, but there are some other features like the gacha machine, where you spin gacha tickets to earn 1 or 10 random items. The bingo machine, where you spend bingo tickets for the chance to win e-points. The Muse Advisor is where you get unique hair and makeup options. The photo egg is where you take high quality photos with cool backgrounds and frames. You can also use props by visiting the prop machine. This is where you spend lucky coins on props like donuts, boba, roses, etc. As you can tell, there's a lot of different currencies to keep up with, and I'm still getting used to it. If you played Style Savvy Trendsetters on the DS, you might remember playing online. I haven't played online in Trendsetters in a very long time, and I unfortunately won't get the chance to ever again thanks to Nintendo cutting the servers for any console older than the Switch. However, I do remember being able to go online and make a virtual storefront where you can make up to 3 outfits, both men's and women's clothing. You can leave likes and buy outfits from other stores. If I remember correctly, you can also make a public profile and leave live statuses. I spent hours playing Style Savvy online, and Fashion Dreamer is essentially that online feature times 1,000. Now, despite TikTok tearing this game to shreds, there is a lot that I love about this game. Number one is the graphics and walking. Like, I've never been able to walk around in a Style Savvy game before, or a fashion game to begin with. It's always been like you choose your location and you just spawn there. But I like being able to walk around and see my muse being animated in the clothes that I dress them up in. This is also a really small detail, but like tucking in shirts. I love that I can tuck in shirts and hoodies. I wasn't able to do that on older games, and I remember being really upset about that. Another thing that I love about this game is the music and the sound effects. One of the reasons that like I just like click buttons and play so much is because of the sound effects. My favorite sound bit in the game is the music that you play when you pick your outfit for your muse. It goes so hard. Sometimes I just like open up my closet just so I can jam out to it. I will say that I wish that music were longer or it looped more seamlessly, but you know, that's just a small little detail. I also love the hairstyling options, especially the natural hairstyles, the coily hairstyles. I do hope to get more hairstyles in future updates like box braids, locks, and longer coily hair. I love having a color wheel for more customizable coloring options. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet. Male and female muses. They're called type A and type B muses, type A referring to like a female body type and type B referring to a male body type. I've been playing as a type B muse this whole time. Now, on the Style Savvy games, there were men's fashion in the later games, but you couldn't play as one of the guys. I'm having so much fun, but I do have gripes that I'll cover later. I also love the ability to create multiple muses. On my Style Savvy games, I wasn't able to make multiple profiles. Now, that's just for the 3DS games. I didn't play just the DS version of Style Savvy, but on the 3DS games, I couldn't make multiple avatars. I also like that you can play the online mode without having a Nintendo Switch Online Play membership. I always hated having to like pay to play online. I always thought it was kind of stupid and unnecessary. Since the objective of the game is to become a social influencer, I really appreciate that I can play the full potential of the game without that extra charge. Now, here are what my friends love. Koi says,
I love being able to walk around, free online play, free clothes, tucking in shirts, creating outfits for online players, and receiving outfits from online players, modern clothing style, heightened skin tone variety.
Yaya says,
this game is addicting. I like the inclusive skin colors and hairstyles. Nice immersive online gameplay. Shirt tucking supremacy. All of the cocoons are set up uniquely and are fun to explore. Game is to the point and very relaxing. The graphics are done well and are so pleasant to look at. Photo egg supremacy.
And I do completely agree, it's extremely addicting. Des says,
I'm extremely impressed with the variations for my muse. The variations of hairstyles, in particular hairstyles often geared towards POC, are nice to have. I also enjoy the expansive amounts of items that fit particular aesthetics. As a fan of the Japanese style Larm K that seems to have died out over time, I was pleased with certain items that fit along that.
So yeah, lots to love about this game. No game is perfect upon release, especially Switch games that usually come empty, so now we're going to talk about some of the things that we dislike. Creating Type B muses is all fun and games until I realized that Type A and Type B can't mix clothing. When I heard the news of being able to create male and female avatars, I assumed they'd be able to mix clothes, especially in this day and age. But I was sadly mistaken. On the bright side, they can share accessories, hats, and earrings. But I was very disappointed to find out that I couldn't wear some of the Type A clothing. On the topic of being a Type B muse, being a Type B influencer is kind of hard. A good chunk of styles in the game are provided by designs made by users. That doesn't leave a lot of diverse Type B styles. Now, this would have been a great opportunity for me to become a trailblazer for Type B clothing. However, I've never in my history of fashion gaming been good at the design aspect of things. I'm not kidding. I have failed way more design challenges than I have styling challenges in my day. Somehow, through hours of grinding, I was able to compile a diverse selection of Type B clothing that I've both designed and acquired through the pop-up and showrooms. Speaking of grinding, I hit the credit scene just after 24 hours of buying the game. I reached Platinum Influencer rank, unlocked 3 Eve cocoons, and I was gifted 15 minutes of unskippable credits. This made me feel like I beat the game, but I still have to advance my brand level so I can earn more customizable items for my showroom. I also think it's lacking activities, but that's something I will talk about in the next section. Here's what my friend had issues with. Koi says,
"There's not enough makeup choices or expression, no nail feature, no purse feature, no body type variety. Could use more skin tone variety. No zoom in feature while styling outfits. Not enough post style options. No apartment or own home feature. There's also no necklaces or top layering."
Yaya says,
Game is too short to reach ending credits for the price. I think it was under 10 hours virtually one sitting for some to reach platinum, which is when the ending credits roll, and it's a $40 game. I understand it may be add-ons later and the game virtually plays itself, but I would like a bit more with quests or quest lines done or more goals before I get ending credits. Right now the game feels too empty and repetitive.
Des says,
Though I haven't progressed to the other cocoon quite yet, I'm taking my time. I've already grown tired of raid dressing certain muses. I also am a bit disappointed in the lack of extra accessories I can choose, though I'm unsure if this will be revealed later in the game.
I do agree with all of these statements, and there has been some discourse online about people saying don't buy it until the next update, or I regret buying. I don't feel that way whatsoever. I still have a very good time playing the game despite what it's lacking. That being said, I think it's important to think about what the future holds for this game. Despite all of the gripes that we have with the game, we can't just write it off like that. We know that there's going to be future updates and DLCs. Let's talk about what we want to see in the future. Essentially, everything I dislike about the game can be included in a DLC or future update. They could have shirt designs that fit both A and B types. There can be A specific styles and B specific styles, but there could also be A and B styles that are compatible with both. I'd like to see more locations in Eve. I need more to do, more to look at. There should be more to look at and participate in. I remember in older Styles Heavy games, I can go to the cafe, have a little coffee, I can go to the photo booth and interact with people there. I know the photo egg is its own thing, but in Styles Heavy there was an actual photographer that you can interact with. I thought that was pretty cool. And sometimes they would come to your shop. I'd also like to see competitive fashion shows that are ongoing all the time. Then you can just jump in and you can enter on the next round. Kind of like how Mario Kart has online competitions, and you join a competition, you come in. There should be competitive fashion shows. What are we doing here? I also need a remove all button. I don't like going to change my muse's outfit and then clicking every single article of clothing to take it off. There should be a remove all button to make it easy. I just want to start from scratch. Also a zoom in feature. Why can't I zoom in on my muse, I can't even see what earrings I'm wearing. I thought some of the earrings at first were like bracelet cuffs, but then I wasn't seeing them on the wrist, and I was like, okay, like what is it? Where is it? Earrings, I can't see them. I also think you should be able to favorite certain muses that you're following or that you're mutuals with, especially like muses that are also friends on your Switch console, just so it's easier to find them and request lookits from them. Also, why haven't I seen any of my Switch mutuals in the Eve? It's like, it's kind of weird. And I also, this is kind of random, but I also just want more muses active in the Eve. Like, there's only like 2 muses per location. I want to see more people walking around, not just me. I think you need a photo booth for mutual friends. I would love to go into the photo egg with my friends and take pictures and pose with them and share props with them and all that. And speaking of the photo egg, you should be able to flip stickers. I remember some of the stickers on there I wanted to use, but I needed to flip them for them to work for me, but I couldn't do that. It's a very simple feature. I think that should be a thing, especially in photo editing. Well, here are what my friends hope to see. Koi says, I'm paraphrasing, but everything Koi disliked is what they like to see in future DLC. More makeup choices, body type variety, zoom in features while styling outfits, more pose options, apartment or living space. Yaya says,
If you follow muses to be able to see them whenever you go to their showroom and just be able to dress them there. Or if the people you follow would show up in your world to be able to be dressed daily, instead of you requesting to make them a lookat. Also, like I said earlier, I would like more quests or goals to aim towards that isn't just unlocking items in showroom and custom designs. More makeup options and hair options, and adding maybe highlights as an options on all hair. Color wheel for hair color options or sliders like in the design customization.
Des says,
I would love to see purses, backpacks, necklaces, belts, hair bows, and further accessories for customization of outfits. Many of my dream outfits still feel incomplete. I also would like to see more variations of the Japanese fashion styles. I noticed right off the bat Lolita kind of overtakes as a style itself with details that are extremely specific, mimicking of angelic pretty and innocent world prints, etc. I would like to see more styles that fit other fashion subcultures. Like Gyaru Sensei's been making a steady comeback since the mid-2010s. Even more Rai Sungata and Jireke clothing and decor items.
overall, I really do love this game. It's super addictive, and I hate putting it down. But picking it back up is like a huge serotonin boost. I'm actually kind of rushing through this so I can get back to playing. I am looking forward to future updates. I hope they fix some of the things that my friends and I didn't enjoy, but I'm overall excited to see where the game goes. Like I said, this is the first Switch game that I've ever been excited to buy. And I won't let the release of an incomplete game revoke that feeling from me. So if you want to follow me in the Eve, you can add me here. And if you want to follow Yaya, you can add her here. So yeah, I think that's all. This was Kennedy. Thank you.